Good morning. Find your comfortable seat. Get the wiggles out. Little movement. Turning, stretching, arching, rounding, rolling. Whatever feels good. Coming into your sit bones. Lengthening through the crown of your head. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Elongate your spine. A gentle engagement of your abs. And come into your breath. The quote that I used for the link today was something along the lines of your body being what was and your mind being what is to come, and your yoga and breath kind of bringing those all together, making you feel present, kind of forcing you to be present in the here and now, focusing in on your breath, how it feels in your body. How do the soles of your feet feel? How do the palms of your hands feel? How does your back feel today? Your neck, shoulders, your hips. How is your heart? How is your head? Anything feels heavy, burdened, imagine your exhale kind of sloughing it off like scales. Breathing in today, right now, right here. Exhaling off the things that are bothering you. Breathing in the hope and promise of things to come, things to change. And exhaling the things that might drag you down. Today we're going to work on a little low back mobility, side body extensions and flexions. Drop your right ear to the right side. And at the same time, I want you to lift your left shoulder up, extending through the left side of your body. Turn your chin down towards your right shoulder. Try not to crunch into the right side of the body. You're still staying long. Drop your left shoulder, nice and slow. Open up the neck. Turn your chin to face back forward. Tuck your chin and roll to the center, allowing your spine to line up. Stack one on top of the other. Lift your head back up. Reevaluate your posture. Everything's lined up. And we'll go to the left this time. Ear to the left. Lift the right shoulder, extending through the right side body. Just a tiny tilt to the left with your shoulder. Turn your chin down to the left shoulder. Slowly relax your right shoulder back down, opening up that neck. Turn your head to face forward. Tuck your chin and roll to the center. Realign your spine, stacking them up. Bring your head on top. Turn your head to the right. Take your left hand to your hip and press your shoulder and elbow back. And back to center. Relax your arm. Turn your head to the left. Bring your right hand to your hip and press your shoulder and elbow back. And bring them back to center. Relax your arm. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back. Hold in the back and down position and lift your chin up. Bring your chin back to neutral. Take the shoulders back, up, forward, and down. Hold in the forward down position so you're up and rounded over, and drop your chin in to your chest. Bring your head back up, lengthen through the crown, let the shoulders softly relax. And just do some intuitive movement, motion, rolling, turning, twisting, whatever feels good and natural. All right. Focusing on a couple of twists mainly in the upper body. So I want you to think about the shoulder and hips are nice and stacked on top of each other. The movement of the entire spinal column is going to, the movement's going to come from the entire spinal column and not from the shoulders. So even though we're going to take a deep breath and lengthen, I want you to think about turning from the low belly, the mid belly, the upper back, the head, neck and head. Shoulders are still relaxed. Belly is drawn in. And now imagine that belly button is trying to bring itself back forward. Relax the shoulders. Try not to draw the shoulders towards the left. Bringing the right shoulder forward. Try and keep them lined up and relax. Just in the spine. Slowly rotate back to center. Relax, shake out the arms. We're trying not to make our arms initiate the twist. That's what we're trying not to do. We want to initiate the twist through the spinal column. Take a deep breath and lengthen tall. Start to turn from the low belly, the mid belly, the chest. Relax those shoulders. As you move the chest, the shoulders want to help. Neck and head. Through your thoracic spine or from the neck to the chest area, there's not a lot of twist. There's not a lot of movement. They're pretty locked in because of protect. All right, slowly rotate back. I don't know if y'all could hear it or not, but yeah, my phone went off. Forgot to turn it to silent. Once you get forward, do some rounding and rolling. Relaxing through the shoulders. We're going to do it one more time, trying to keep our shoulders relaxed and not initiate the movement with our shoulders and our upper body. We're initiating it right through the spine. Inhale, lengthen tall, pulling up a little bit on the sit bones. Start from the low belly, the lower rib cage, upper back, neck, head. Relax those shoulders, shake them out if you need to. And then slowly roll back forward. And relax. Other side. Inhale up, lengthen. Start rotating from the low belly, the mid back, upper back, neck, and head. Breathe. Trying to keep the shoulders relaxed. Shake them out if you need to. Rotating yourself back. And relax. Roll your shoulders if you'd like. We're going to focus on the right side. I want you to lift the right glute up off, like you're lifting, you're squeezing through here through the jelly donut. And then I want you to press into the left side and lift the left hand. Just lifting it up. You don't have to lean, just lift up. Creating more space. Bring the shoulder up to the ear. If you want to lean, you can, but you don't need to lean. Relax the right glute down first. Realign the pelvis, and then relax the arm. Other side, lift the left glute. So you're just kind of engaging through the thigh and the glute, and you're lifting your weight of your sit bone off, like you're trying to stick your hand under your butt, and you just lift a little bit. Try not to push too much of your body over to the side, right? So lift, right arm comes up. Just lengthen, shoulder comes up to ear. Breathe. Lean if you want to, but that's not necessary. Pressing into the right leg, not allowing the right thigh to lift up off the floor. Drop the left glute first, realign your pelvis, and bring the arms down. Same thing, but different arms, okay? Now we're going to lift the right and the right arm. So they're both lifting up. Feel more ab engagement because you're trying to keep yourself on the chair. Lifting straight up to the sky. Glute down first, realign pelvis, and down. Left side, pelvis up first, lifting through the glute, then the left arm up. Breathe and lengthen. Pelvis down first, realign, arm down. And roll shoulders, twist if you want, arch and contract the back if you want. Whatever feels good. All right, lean, come forward on the seat of your chair a little ways. Take the right heel forward, lift up to the crown. Kind of on the edge of the seat so that my hamstring is not kind of being cut into by the seat of the chair. If you want more butt on, you can sit to one side. It's up to you, rooting through the left foot to keep your stability. You're going to take the right arm, inhale up, twist a little bit left, like the breastbone's over the left knee, and exhale, bring that hand down onto the outside of the left thigh. Belly is drawn in. We're not yanking with that arm, we're just touching the thigh. Breathe. Inhale that arm back up. Coming forward, relax down. Switch legs. Right foot down, left heel out. If you need to turn to the side to get more butt on the chair, you can. Toes up. Sit up tall, left arm. Inhale up. Little twist, breastbone towards the right knee. And exhale, bring that arm down. Check your spinal alignment. Are you still stacked? Is your belly trying to protrude forward and arch your low back? Press down into your sit bones to recorrect if you need to. Try not to grip on that thigh. Keep the knee over the ankle. Inhale the arm back up. Exhale, bring it back down. Switch legs again. Scooch around on your glutes if you need to have more butt on the chair. I'm just right on the tip of my butt shelf, I guess you want to call it. Sitting nice and tall, right arm inhale up. Exhale, twisting the chest over the left knee or a little past. Bring the arm down. This time, you're going to take this left hand, you're going to take it out to the side. Check your spinal alignment. Is your pelvis spilling forward? Press into your sit bones. Draw your belly in. Realign your spine. Turn your head and look over at your left hand. Bring the head back to neutral. Relax the left arm down. Inhale the right arm up. Rotate yourself back forward. Switch sides. Left foot out. Lengthen through spine. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, rotate slightly right. Float the arm down to the thigh. Check your spinal alignment. Don't let your pelvis spill forward. I focused on that, saying that every time because mine spills forward. Yours may not. If yours spills backwards and you're feeling like you're doing this, then draw the belly, lengthen yourself back up. Trying not to overcorrect. Bring the right arm out to the right side and turn the head and look at the right hand. Turn the head back, relax the arm down, inhale the left arm up, rotating yourself back and floating down. And relax, out your leg. All right, we are going to do some more side body stuff. Side body should be nice and tired by the time we're done today. We're going to stand and we're going to put the chair to either side. I'm going to start with the right side, so you might want the chair on the left side. Chair is optional, but we are going to have our weight lifted from one leg to the other. So I'm going to kind of do this a little bit at an angle. So you can kind of see side and front at the same time. So I'm going to put my weight on my left foot, and I'm taking my foot off the mat so I have more stability. I'm going to root through that whole sole of my foot. And I'm going to take my right foot back and point my toe. It's on the floor. I'm keeping my hips level to start with. So it's just, so I have quite a bit of weight on my back toe because my hips are level. If I lifted my right hip up, it would take some weight off of that right foot, but we're not going to do that. Okay. Now take the right arm up. The left hand is the one that's going to hold the chair for balance. Right arm up. Now I want you to press that heel back, not pushing it all the way to the floor, but feel the pelvis movement. Keep your left leg straight, but not locked. Press the heel back and then relax, bring the heel back up. Press the heel back like you're pushing that pelvis down. Bring it back up. Press through the heel. It may or may not touch the floor, and if it doesn't, that's perfectly fine. You may only lower that heel half an inch. That's okay because it's opening up through here and it's lowering the pelvis, and then we bring it back up to neutral. I don't want you to go above neutral. want you to keep it at neutral. Lower down. Bring the heel back. Bring the arm down. Take that back leg, and I want you to slide it to the behind your left leg. So you can heel toe it, or you can actually cross it in the back. It's totally up to you. Okay? Utilizing that chair with your both arms if you want to. We're going to slide our butt back and bring our chest forward, draw the belly in. Keeping the knees micro bent. Getting some stretch in our T-band on either side. Line your head up with your spine. Draw the belly in. Soft bend of the knees. Weight is even over both feet, so press into the instep of your feet. You may get stretch on both T-bands. I get more on the back T-band than the front. Slowly start to slide yourself back up. Hips come forward, flat back comes all the way up. Relax, walk that out. We're going to switch sides. So I will turn to the other side. Rooting through my right foot this time, I'm going to just slide my left one, kicking blocks, don't kick anything. Slide my left toes back, keep your hips level. When you slide back, you have a tendency to lean forward and kind of hike that glute up. I want you to keep your hips level. So this knee is soft. Bring the left arm up. Use the right one to hold on to. So realign yourself if you need to, so you can reach the right. The left arm is relaxed. The hand is just in the air. And then you're going to press back into that right heel. Keep the left into the left heel. Keep the right leg straight or micro bent. And back up. Press down into the left heel and come back up. Only come to level hips. Don't come till you hike that left hip up. Press down and back up. So when you press that heel down, you feel the right one hike up. The left one's lowering some. And then bring them back to neutral. Press down and back up. Press down one more time. And back to neutral. Relax your hand down. Either slide that left foot behind the right one, heel to toe touching, or you can cross them in the back. Cross it in the back. Knees are micro bend, soft. You're going to flat back, belly pulled in, lengthen through the crown. Hips start to slide backwards as the chest slides forward. Pull the belly in, flatten the back, line the head up with the spine so your head's not lifted up. Your neck is long, belly's drawn in. Press into the instep of both feet so both soles of the feet stay grounded. Pressing in also engages through the legs so you're not completely relaxing the legs. You're engaging your abductors. Breathe. Slowly start to come up. Find a focal point. Release your legs. Walk them out. Nice job. All right. You're gonna might have a little sore side body today. I'm going to move this out of the way. We're just going to go for wide legs for a moment. Feet are faced directly forward, and they can be about chair width apart. If you do a W, have your ankles underneath your elbows, roughly. But feet are both directly forward, which makes it feel like you want to stick your butt out. Try and draw your bottom in and lengthen soft knees. Don't lock your knees out. Squeeze through your glutes, drawing your bottom in, lengthen through your crown, hands on your hips. I'm going to slide the hips to the right, lifting that right hip, dropping that left hip. Bring them back to center. Keep drawing those hips forward so you're not wanting to stick your booty out. At least that's my tendency, is it's always booty sticking out. That's my natural body posture, but it's not good. So if you're someone that is more forward, there are people that's just that's their natural comfortable position. You want to draw those hips back into a neutral position. Hands on hips, left side, dropping the right hip and lifting the left. It's just by sliding. So you're not really trying to pull that hip up. You're just sliding to the side in this neutral plane. And back to center. Slide to the right again, trying not to allow your booty to pop back or forward, whichever is your natural anatomical tendency. Try to stay lengthened through your spine. You're just sliding to one side. Now I want you to do a rotation of your spine to face your breastbone over to the left front corner. Not allowing your hips to change. Your hips aren't rotating, just your breastbone. So it's upper thoracic back. And it may not go all the way to 45 degrees, but you can turn your head to look that direction. Bring your head and chest, arms back. Slide back to center, keeping from leaning your hips back or forward. Slide over to the left. And then rotating the breastbone to the right front corner. And one side may work better than the other. I can go a lot further this direction than I can the left because my right hip is out of place. My right sacrum joint is out of place at the moment. Rotate your chest forward. Slide your hips without going forward or back, directly back to center. Heel toe, walk your feet back in. Take them out. Put them a comfortable distance apart to do some twisting side to side, just letting everything hang. Trying not to force big twists. Just initiate the movement through your pelvis. You're lifting and lowering, and your arms are just along for the ride. And then I want you to pause on the left side, lift the right arm, stay tall in the spine, find that neutral pelvis. You're not letting your butt stick out. You're not letting your hip bones slide forward. Trying to keep that neutral pelvis. Hands reaching forward. You're up on your right tiptoe. Many times when we do this, we reach our whole body over. Today, we're all about finding neutral. And relax that arms down and return to rotating, generated from the legs, not the arms. The arms are along for the ride. If you need to close your eyes or you need to stare straight ahead or at the floor to keep from getting dizzy, and always make your twists smaller. We're going to pause over on the right side. Find the neutral pelvis and then lift the left arm. Breathe. Relax the arm down, come back, and a couple more side to side. All right, when you're ready, we're going to make our way to the floor. Walk it out, shake it out if you need to. We're going to go all the way to our back. Already, I know. I'm going to need this tablet. Don't need it right now, but I'm going to need it. Laying all the way back onto our back. Knees are in the air, feet are on the floor. We're going to start by relaxing through our pelvis a little bit. So walk your feet out and just do some flopping. Releasing tension in the spine, the hips, the low back. And I don't want you to force big flops. Like you're not forcing your legs to go way towards the floor to the left or to right. You're just rolling on your hip side to side. And then walk your feet back in to hip width apart, a comfortable distance away from your glutes. And I want you to put your hands on your hip bones in front. So you just kind of have them setting there, the palms or the fingertips. Elbows are on the floor. Just a comfortable, have your hands right above those two hip bones, which I sometimes refer to as headlights. And feel those two hip bones. Do they one feel higher or lower than the other? They have a bit of a pointy tip. There's a top pointy tip if you feel with your thumb and then move down a little bit. There's another little pointy area which may be tender. There is a nerve that runs right over the top of that. So if it's tender, you're probably pressing on that nerve. That other little pointy spot. If you feel, are your pointy spots on the top, both top ones kind of even? Are both bottom ones kind of even? Or does one feel like closer to the head area or lower if you were standing? Does one feel higher or lower in from the floor? Does one feel higher from the floor than the other? So the part of yoga that is taking us to the now, the present part of our body. How does your hips feel? Actually feeling around on those bones and seeing if there's any abnormalities, or maybe you already know that there's one, or that your hips are unlevel. So going back to just having a flat hand over the top of those bones, not pressing, just relaxed arms, relaxed shoulders. I want you to squeeze your right glute and lift your right hip bone into the palm of your hand. Keep the left one relaxed. And then release the right glute and hip bone down. Squeezing the left left glute. Let's try that. Squeeze the left glute and press the left hip bone up into the palm. Relaxing to the right. Really try and focus on relaxing the right. It's not always comes easy to do one side at a time. And release. Now I want you to imagine your hip bones can move up and down. And when I say up, I don't mean towards the ceiling. I mean up towards your head. So I want you to squeeze through the right and lift it up towards your chin. Relax the left side. And then release, realign. Now on the left side, squeeze the glute, engage the abs, and lift it up towards the chin. And back to neutral. Now we're going to go towards the balls, the heels of the feet. So on the right side, I want you to engage and try and push that hip bone down towards the foot. Relaxing on the left side. The left side is going to lift because they're connected, right? But try not to help it lift. Try to focus on the downward of the right. And relax, reline up. Now the left side, you're going to press down towards the heel. You are very aware of the right side moving, but that is just because you're focused so much on the left. The left is causing the right instead of the right causing the left, if that makes sense. And then relax. Level them back up. Walk your right foot over to the left one. Come up on the outside edge of your right foot and open your knee out and feel how it changes your right hip bone. You might have to press a little bit into it to feel. Kind of widens your hip bone out just a tad. If you want to put a block or a blanket underneath your outer right thigh, you can for support. You don't really want to hang out in that right inner thigh, that joint area, that tendon. You can squeeze your glute and support it without underneath structural support if you want to. Now in this position, I want you to draw that hip up towards your chin, right hip, relaxing through the left. And release. Now I want you to take that down towards the heel. And back to neutral. Start to walk your foot back to the sole, hip width apart, knee comes back up. Realign your hips if they got a little out of whack when you're walking back in. We're going to do the other side. Walk your left foot in close to your right foot. Start to open up the left knee, roll to the outside edge of your left foot. Put something underneath your outer thigh if you need to. Squeeze through the glute to support that hip, that joint, those ligaments and tendons that are coming from your pubic bone area down your inner thigh. Stretching them out. You don't want to sit into that. Relax into that. Keep engaged. Draw the left hip up towards the chin. And back to neutral. Then take it down towards the heel. Try not to arch your back. And back to neutral. Walk your foot back to flat foot, lifting your knee back up. Walk both feet to the outside edges and just kind of rock side to side on your hip, on the low back. Flopping your knees just a little bit, not big flops. Releasing any tension. Walk your feet back to hip width apart. Take your right ankle over your left thigh. We're in the figure 4 position. Open out your right knee to the outside. Can you feel the change in your hip bones? We're going to utilize our arms. I want you to start to scoot your left foot closer to your butt. Scoot it in as far as you can. Press your low back into the floor. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lift your left foot off the floor, drawing your thighs in. You can put my right hand is on the outside of my right thigh, and my left hand is underneath my left thigh. Or you can take it to the right foot if you want. Use your hands to help support the legs. Stretch through the glute. Lengthen through the crown. Long back. Relax the left lower leg is just bent and relaxed there. You're using the left thigh to pull that leg in. We're not using strap. We're staying engaged. Roll your hips to the left a little bit to get a deeper gluteal stretch. Roll them back to the center. Engage through your abdominal wall to slowly lower the left foot to the floor, toes, forefoot, heel. Bring your right leg down. Take your left one up into that figure 4 position, opening out the left knee. Start to walk your right foot in closer to your butt. Feel your hip bones. The left one is open now. Take a deep breath. Exhale, draw both legs in. I have my left hand on the outside of my left thigh and my right one underneath my right thigh, using them to help pull the legs in. Relax your lower right leg. Have it bent. Both feet are relaxed. If you need to flex your left foot for the left knee, you can. Drawing that right thigh in with both the hand and the thigh muscle. Stretch that left glute. Roll a tiny bit to the right. Breathe. And roll back to center. Engage through the abs. Slowly lower your legs down, touching with your toes first, then forefoot, then heel, and release down. Both legs down. Walk to the outside edges and do another little flop. We're going to take our legs out wide so your heels are actually off of the mat. Kind of, we're going to have like the human X here. You're going to take your arms overhead. They're not quite at a 45-degree angle. It's a narrow X. How is that? So you're going to reach your right arm up at that angle, lifting your shoulder, and then you're going to reach the left leg in that opposite direction. Imagining that you could just stretch out of that joint just a tiny bit, not an overstretch. Try and relax the right leg and the left arm, the opposites. Try and focus on the right arm and the left leg. And then begin to realign your pelvis and your shoulders, drawing the leg and arm in. Check and make sure hips and shoulders are lined up, and we're going to switch sides. Reach through the left arm up at that angle, not quite 45, it's a little narrower, and reach the right toes, opposite direction. Trying to relax through the right arm and left leg. Feel your torso kind of be askew. Imagining that their torso is that bag of dirt, from Walmart, and it's a little off, doesn't quite lay square anymore. And then I want you to square up that bag of dirt, square up your torso, hips level, shoulders level, arm and leg just naturally come back into center. Bring the right leg back in under the hip joint and bring the left arm right next to your ear. Reach them in opposite directions. Overhead and towards the ground. Try not to arch your upper back. Try not to arch your low back. You may barely feel any movement. It may not be measurable, but you feel the stretch. Realign that torso, your bag of dirt. Take the right foot back out, left arm back out. Bring the left one under your hip and the right arm next to the ear. Now reach those in opposite directions. Overhead and underfoot. Feel that your torso is a little askew. Try and relax the right leg. Realign your torso. shoulders and hips. Draw both legs in one at a time into your chest. Roll or just sit still, whatever feels good. We're going to prep ourselves for Shavasana. So do a couple of rolls or roll your hips side to side. Some movement. And when you're ready, get all of your creature comforts for Shavasana. I can't even say it today. Shavasana. There we go. Your blankets and your pillows and your blocks and your eye masks. So y'all know that whenever I have an injury or an issue, that's what we work on, right? So this morning I woke up while y'all are getting situated there. This morning I woke up, actually probably 2 or 3 o'clock I woke up and could not move. My right SI joint, sacrum area was twisted out of place, and any muscle that I tried to engage to lift, I was laying on my left side, and this was my right side, so it was the one on top. Any muscle I tried to engage in order to manipulate my leg to roll myself to my back or to my front was screaming memes in pain. So I knew it was possible. It was just going to take some time. So I finally made it out of bed, and I did that figure 4, but I did it seated on the edge of my bed, and I felt it go back to place, but my muscles are still angry. So we're getting our muscles over that. Feeling a lot better than I was. And that's all that matters. Lots better. All right. So line up your hips and shoulders. Make sure your back is completely supported. Come into your breath. And I want you to reevaluate. How do your soles of your feet feel? How do the palms of your hands feel? How does your back feel now after we've had our stretching and movement? How does the shoulders feel? The hips? How does your heart feel? How does your head feel? Now, if everything feels exactly the same, that's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. It was still good for your body to move, still good for your muscles to stretch and contract, still good for your pelvis to have some mobility training. But if your head and heart were not able to leave whatever it was at the beginning of class, you can always try again. Coming into your breath, getting the last wiggles out, scanning, make sure you're as comfortable as possible. Your feet, your legs, your hips, your back, your arms, your shoulders, your jaw, and your forehead. Check for any adjustments you might need to make to feel your most comfortable. Imagine your body was comfortable and serene like a still lake. No breath of movement, No ripples of the water. And for a moment, imagine that you could take whatever is bothering you, struggling with, pressing against you. You could just grab it and set it off to the side next to you. Setting it off to the right side, grabbing whatever is pressing, whatever is weighing you down, whatever has happened, lay it off to the right. Now, if you can imagine that you could gather anything that is to come, that you're worried about, thinking about, planning about, if you could just grab it, put it in your hand, and set it off to the left side. And bring your awareness, your focus down the center midline of your body. From the center of your hairline, down the tip of your nose, the middle of your lips, down your chin, down the middle of your throat, that little hole between your two clavicles, down your breastbone, down the belly button, up the pubic bone, and down between your legs. Just taking that focus down that center. Reminding yourself that this is the time for you. Taking a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Every time you breathe out, think of the word let go. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Time for yourself. No agenda, just peace. Time for your body. Time for your heart, your mind. Bring them together with your breath. Deep breath in, slow, gentle breath out. Every time you breathe out, just say in your mind's eye, let go. Really nestling into that feeling of being a serene, still lake. Knowing that you could move, but you don't need to. Enjoy the stillness. This is maybe your one chance to do absolutely nothing. Just resting like you are. Allow the words that you hear to be received energetically rather than mentally, not trying to process things I say or process thoughts. Just let the mind even be at rest. Exhaling the word let go. Everything is in its place. You have effortless awareness. Feel all the experience becoming more and more effortless. Serene and effortless. Floating your awareness over your brow, down over your eyes, your nose and cheeks, your lips and jaw, over your throat, the long lines of your neck, across your clavicle, left and right. Take the awareness down the right arm, just as if you were visually scanning your own body lying on a table. Down the right upper arm, the elbow joint, the forearm, the palms and the fingertips. Return your awareness to the left clavicle. Just scan down the right bicep or the left bicep, elbow, forearm, palms and tips of fingers. Returning to our clavicles, have the awareness go down the right side of your body, the rib cage, the right side near the hip. How does that feel after today's practice? How does the right hip area feel, the glute? Take your awareness over to the left hip, left glute, drawing it up the left outside. How does that side feel into the left rib cage? All the way back up to the front of your chest, the breastbone. Scan down the abs, back to the hips. Take it to your right hip. Scan down your right leg, right knee, right shin bone, ankle, foot, the tips of the toes. Returning to the hips, take it over there to the left side, down the left thigh, left knee, left shin, the left foot, and the tip of the left toes. Take your awareness to the back of the body. Feel the back of the body on the mat. Feel the pressure points of anything that's touching the mat, where the weight of your body is nestled. Effortless, peaceful, and serene. Feel your breath, the rise and fall of your chest, almost as if your exhales are creating those little ripples on the lake. That little ripple effect across the lake comes from your breath. You feel it down your torso, down your thighs, down your arms, out to the tips of both your feet and your hands. And then the next thing you know, you're inhaling again. And you exhale out, create that ripple effect all the way to the furthest extremities. And then you inhale again. It goes much faster than I speak. Letting those ripples exhale out. Draw in on the inhale. Exhale them back out. Taking a nice deep breath, filling your lungs all the way up. Exhaling and pushing those ripples out to the tips of the fingers and the tips of the toes, wiggling them around, waking up the body. Start to roll the wrists and ankles. Maybe just rock your head side to side a little bit, feeling the back of your head rock side to side on the mat. not big, just a little bit. Drawing your arms overhead, straightening out your legs. I want you to stretch in opposite directions, lengthen through your whole body, and then relax, releasing whatever feels best. You can bring your arms back down if you want. Shrug your shoulders, roll your wrists, hips, knees, elbows. Get a little bit of movement in all your joints. Gently drawing one knee at a time into your chest. Roll if you feel like rolling or not. And then gently roll over onto your side. Stack your shoulders, hips, and knees. Allow your neck to be in alignment with your spine. Try not to draw your neck inward or your chin downward into your chest. Keep everything long. Give gravity a moment to transition before you press yourself up into a seated position. Lengthening through our crown. I want you to rock forward on your sit bones and then slowly rock yourself back on your sit bones. Forward again and back. Forward and back. Keeping the spine long. Take it forward and then go clockwise around to the right, back, left, and forward. Go the other direction, left, back, right, forward. And bring yourself back to center. And I want you to rock side to side. Keeping a tall spine. Switching from the right glute to the left glute. Then I want you to keep both glutes on the floor as you continue to rock side to side. Have it more upper body rock. Slowing your rocking down until you're nice and tall and still. Bringing both arms up on an inhale. Lengthen through the crown, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, relax the arms down. Another big breath. Inhale up. Hands come together overhead, palms touching. Exhale them down to your chest as you flutter your eyes open. And namaste.